Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to That's a Shoot, my weekly insight show. We'll talk about what's going on in the world of professional wrestling this week. Kind of huge news happened on Saturday. The 16-time world champion John Cena announced his retirement from WWE. He talked about being in Toronto and the Canadian fans and how the Canadian fans were always there. You know, during the good times, during the bad times, they all of this. So he really wanted to make the announcement there. He then afterwards on the press conference, had the money bring answer questions, and he would give a little bit more thing about it. To explain a little bit more. Talked about that he was going to do 30 to 40 dates next year. That he was going to do the Royal Rumble. He's going to do the Elimination Chamber. He was going to do WrestleMania, but he wasn't going to leave at WrestleMania. He was going to work all the way through 2025, making December 31st, 2025, his last date as a active member of the WWE. He also talked about that he wasn't going to come back. He wasn't going to, come back and do a referee or get physical or anything like that. That once he left, he was going to be gone, and the George would hang up and he would be in a suit and tie. But he was always going to be a fan and an advocate for the WWE. Um, this got a lot of people emotional. There's some of the younger fans that grew up with John. They grew up with John Cena as the man. They grew up with John Cena as being the star of the show, and they, have a lot of invested for him. And he's going to, and that day when he does retire, he is going to be a sad day for a lot of people. It was a sad day for me, and I've had a kind of thing with John Cena where, at the beginning of John Cena's thing, I didn't get the whole backlash, right? I didn't really get the backlash because you know because a lot of people some of the people. I mean, one of the things that I disdain about what wrestling has become is that it has become about you know about the in ring stuff and how you do the in ring wrestling and what can you do and things like that, and not necessarily the story that you're trying to tell or the how different it can be. And it seems like as fans for years have they want people to do like suplexes and wrestling moves, and they don't if you do a move that's you know not as clean as you like it to be, with like John Cena's STF or The Rock's sharpshooter, then yeah, it's a bad thing. And I never get that. It was like the whole work rate stuff, and I never get the work rate stuff. I never do get it because to me that's not what the match, what wrestling is supposed to be about. Work rate. That's not what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about you know the story and the telling and and which way they're gonna go. And for years, that's what wrestling has always been about. It's never really been about what you can do in ring. And we've got dozens upon dozens of people who became big stars, who became greatest of all times. Who sometimes the old Luthez saying, wouldn't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch. But they got over with the fans. The fans believed in them, and they had the moves that they didn't know how to do. They could do. We always said about Hogan, right? Hogan, um, he he had um, you know he had the hook up. He had the three punches. The drivers to the rope, the boot to the face, come off the rope, the leg drop, boom, 1, 2, 3. It was always like that. The Ultimate Warrior, he wore it up. Came with 3 clotheslines. hit the gorilla press slam, splash off the ropes, 1, 2, 3, right? It was like that in the 80s, and then at least in the WWE world. But that's where the biggest stars were always was in the WWE, you know. So, and then Austin. Now, uh, when Austin was going, when he at his height, he was going. That was after his neck injury. SummerSlam '97. What did Austin do? He kicked, he punched, he kicked, he punched. He hit people with chairs. He stumped mud holes in people. He did a Luke Perez at the elbow off the rope, kick, wham, stunner. 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's what he did for 3 years before he went and got get the surgery on his neck. And he came back. He was getting back and needed to do more of the things that he was doing. But yeah, for those, you for those, 20 months or so that he was, after his neck injury, that's all he was doing was just kicking and punching and kicking and punching. So when you hear the stuff now, talk about like Jey Uso. Oh, Jey Uso he's not, he can't work. No, he can work. He does great stuff in the ring. Okay, so what? He mimics The Rock. He maybe he doesn't throw a good punch. Those open hand slaps, what Jim Cornette has railed against him about for the last several months. Obviously the match with Jimmy Uso was a super kick party that no one really didn't want to be invited to. But all he does is super kicks. He stolen the spear from Roman Reigns. The Uso splash, everything like that. So it's all. But he works. Samoan drop, but he doesn't work. He was, if you watch the match this past Monday with Chad Gable, he showed you that he gets some good stuff in it. And it's not just that he works well with people who's better workers than him. I think he could, put some up. Listen, he kept us on. Him and Jimmy kept their own with Kevin and Sammy in the WrestleMania 39 Night 1 main event. The Usos and the New Day had tremendous matches and a tremendous rivalry. I'm trying to think, the matches with the Street Profits when they were doing their run as the longest reigning tag team champions of all time. Those were great too. So, like for Jay, for people to say Jay's not a good worker, I think is overreaching. And you kind of heard the same thing about Trick Williams. But the thing they say about Trick Williams is, he's young, he's green. He'll start when he's over his head, so it'll come to him. And I think he is, and I agree with that as well. And I turned this all the way back around to about John Cena because I wanted to say that I never get the fact that he had the 5 moves of doom, and so he couldn't work. I didn't get that, and I think this, I remember Triple H saying that one time where he was bad at what he was doing, and I really didn't think so. They talk about the turning point with John Cena being the last man standing match against Umaga at the Royal Rumble. Was it 2007? Is it 2007 or 2008? I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember which one it was. The 2006 one was Edge. So it probably was the 2007 one was Umaga. Last man standing match, and that's what made a lot of people talk about. But that's when he started to, get better in the ring, and started to, started to get it, so to speak. But there's always been talk about John Cena maybe playing down to his competition. He John Cena was the type of person that could never bring somebody up. He couldn't bring up, somebody like who's a lesser opponent than him to his level. Things like that. But yeah, I just never get that. And then people get tired of him being the babyface, especially when once WWE went PG. He went PG, and instead of doing this, you know, he turned it into this, which this is a whole other different thing, more than just being okay. As we learned in the past, decade, this is like some white supremacist sign, but he still does it, whatever that is. And he was doing all of the poopy, things, and he was making a lot of the faces, things like that. So a lot of people did not like John Cena over his time, and to a point, I did get tired of him as well. I thought a heel turn would be you know would be good for him. But he never turned heel. He never turned heel, and that was mainly because he was the top guy on top. He was bringing in all the merch. You know, he was bringing in the kids to come see him, and he was doing like make a wishes. He's the most make a wish things in the history of make a wish. Make a wish to see John Cena. He's done like five, six, 700 of those things, the most ever for the Make a Wish Foundation, and so that's another reason why he never turned heel, and I totally understand that. And I totally get it. So I don't blame him one bit. Um, so now roll it back to now, where he's not gonna do a heel turn or anything like that. He's going to stay himself as he should. And we have 1 year left of him, right? So what do we want to see? What do we want to see from who Michael Cole calls the greatest of all time? And I don't think that is. I don't agree with that. Um, I I think that he is one of the best of all time, definitely. I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna be redoing a couple of my WWE lists because I've got like the WWE in ring performers list and then the WWE um, superstars list, and I'm going to be redoing that list because that's kind of it's probably been about 10 or so years since I've done it. So now I'm going to do it updated as more have come along and more have become, getting probably higher and lower in that list on both of those lists. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Um, but yeah, I think that's very interesting. Anyway, back there. So I'm not sure when exactly he starts. He when he said it on the show, he kind of made it seem like that he was going to like start now and then go to WrestleMania. But in the press conference, he did say that I think he's going to start, you know, either later this year or at the beginning of the 2025 once WWE goes to Netflix. So, so what would I like to see from the 2025 run with John Cena? And I've said this before. To me, you know, I want to see some of the hits. I do. I want to see some hits. I want to see, CM Punk is back. So I would like to see a John Cena CM Punk. I'd like to see John Cena Randy Orton. I wish Edge was still in the company. I would like to see John Cena versus Edge. And there's always something, John Cena, Roman Reigns. They don't have as good as chemistry as I would like them to have. And even now with John Cena's a little bit lesser than him. Um, but all of these matches are going to be, against good guys, right? So, they're going to want the Cody Rhodes. And listen, John Cena, this is John Cena. John Cena is probably here to not only do something. I'm sure he'll win a lot of matches. He may even win his final match, but he's going to be putting over a lot of guys, a lot of new guys. And I think that's good. I think a rematch with Austin Theory, even though they're looking like they're going to turn Austin Theory babyface, I think a rematch with Austin Theory makes sense. Um, I think um, I think a match with um, Carmelo Hayes. I think he should do some NXT stuff. Match with Braun Breaker, Gunther. Oh my God, Ilya Dragunov. There are so many things that, that you can see John Cena doing over the next in 2025. That could be amazing. And oh, what? And if John Cena goes to NXT, what if him and Oba Femi? How about that? What if you keep the? What if you can do this? You can keep the North American title on Oba Femi until you get to the New Year's Evil in 2025 show, and his friend New Year's Evil match is with John Cena. Oh my goodness, it's there's some stuff here, man, that he can do, and hopefully he'll have the opportunity. If the WWE NXT slash TNA relationship is still going on, I like to see him maybe do a couple things in TNA as well. Say his name and he appears, Joe Hendry. How about that? You know, So I'd like to see that happen. So yeah, this would be some fantastic stuff for all of this to go around. So there's a lot of things that John Cena could do. As for other things, like how can you do R-Truth, right? R-Truth is his childhood hero, right? And whether what you do is you either have them have a one-on-one match, play off that, or even if you have them be a tag team. Back earlier this year when they were doing the whole Judgment Day R-Truth stuff, and you could kind of see where maybe they were going with it. Sean Ross Sapp over on Fightful, he said that he made the thing that he wanted John Cena to be the guy, to be the guy to tag with R-Truth. But you could obviously tell they were going for the Miz, and you know, and obviously they obviously had something other things special waiting for John Cena to do at WrestleMania 40 than be R-Truth's tag team partner. But I think you can do it this year. You can do it in 2025. That is, R-Truth stays around as well, because R-Truth is like 3 or 4 years older than John Cena. So it's probably it's getting close for his time to go, or for his time to go down as well. I think R-Truth is probably a better off-screen character. Although, and I may talk about this sometimes. If R-Truth needs, if he needs to be, changed as well. So we may talk about that at one time as well. But so yeah, there's a lot of things that I think John Cena can do. As for champions, some people have been talking about, well, should he win the United States Championship and redo the U.S. Open Challenge? I would love that. And in fact, I've had an idea, and I think another video I plan on doing is like the updates to WWE to changes to make it even more better than it already is. Try to make it as perfect as it can be. I'm going to say change the United States Championship to the U.S. Open title. Yeah, let's change that so that every week there's a United States Championship match on television, just every week, and so that and it's a title. Just make it like your television championship, except don't call it that. Call it the U.S. Open Championship. So I would love to see him win that and bring that back. Um, he's never won the Intercontinental title. He's just like Sheamus, and that would be an interesting match, right? One-on-one Sheamus versus John Cena, maybe for a vacant Intercontinental Championship. Who's gonna get there first? He can win the Intercontinental Championship, and then he get held every title in WWE. Um, And then, of course, there's him winning either the World or the WWE Championship, making him a 17-time champion, breaking the record of Ric Flair. I would be okay with that. I think again, I think as long as it's telling the right, story. I just don't think that, you know, you know, John Cena brought this up in the news conference because somebody asked him about that breaking the 17-time championship. He talked about there's a title opportunity that you get in the Royal Rumble. There is a title opportunity more than likely at Money in the at Elimination Chamber. There is the Money in the Bank ladder match, for that. So yeah, he might want to have the opportunity to do none of those things, and that would be incredible. You know, what if he did win Money in the Bank, and then on one of the last television things, the last televised show of 2025, he cashes in on the world champion, and then we'll see what happens there. So it can always be very easy. Also good to know this story is that on the last the televised event, he wins the world championship and then gets cashed in on. So that is also very pretty interesting one. Um, him versus CM Punk is very interesting because they have some very great stored history. Uh, there are some matches. Uh, I'm at some point are going to come out with the top 10 John Cena matches of all time. I guess I did some research and I guess some matches that people think that's on the great. I've already four of the matches that are going to be on the list. The the Money in the Bank 2011 CM Punk match, the Shawn Michaels um, match on for Monday Night Raw a couple of weeks after WrestleMania 27, and the two AJ Styles matches from SummerSlam 2016 and then the Royal Rumble 2017. So those four are going to be on that list, and then I have to look. So I guess some other ones that I need to rewatch, see what I think, and rate those as well. I'm going to do that. I'm going to probably have the John Cena. I'm going to try to get it out sometime, you know, before the end of the year. Because I need to have time right now to watch those things. And at this point, I'm going through something as right now where I'm doing some stuff with family, and I'm also doing some stuff, on my Twitch stream. If you go to the Twitch description, is in the link down below. And I'm doing like a 15-day live stream fest. I didn't get NCAA football coming out soon, so a lot of stuff. I'm got very busy. Deadpool Wolverine coming out in 2 weeks' time. So a lot of things I'm playing right now. So I don't know when I actually get to start watching those matches and then ranking them. But yeah. So I am but yeah, I would have that. Try to have that out at the very least at the end of the year, for the in December, before his last retirement tour starts. So I will do that. I will make sure to do that. But him and CM Punk are both older, uh, and I don't think you can have them recreate the magic that they did create uh, that one time. But I do think that it is um, them that it is something that you would like to see, even if they can't recreate the magic that they had. I think maybe they still could pull off a good 3-star, very entertaining match. So, yeah. So when I think about it, and I think about the stuff that I want John Cena to do before his retirement, there are many things. But I'm gonna sit here and narrow it down to 3 things. I'm gonna narrow it down to 3 things. I think um, the first thing is actually, you know what? I want John Cena and Brock Lesnar. He just popped up. He just popped in. And as soon as it just popped in my mind, bam, I want to see John Cena versus a Brock Lesnar match. I want John Cena to have an incredible match with with somebody young, a Carmelo Hayes, an Austin Theory, a Trick Williams, a Braun Breaker. Just have an amazing match with someone like that, because I think that would give John Cena a confidence boost, and I think that would help the young guy out. And three, I do want to see John Cena win some type of championship. Whether it's, again, the United States Championship and he does the open thing, whether it's the tag team title with R-Truth, or whether it's him winning his 17th World Championship. I would like to see him win some type of championship. I think if I had to narrow it down to those three things, those are the three things I would want to see from John Cena's retirement tour. It should be a fun one. Hashtag thank you, Cena. You deserve it, John. Thank you for giving us so much of your time. It has been very appreciative, and we cannot wait to see what's in store next year. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you guys feel about what you want to see during John Cena's retirement tour next year. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell so that when I do Zasha Shoots, when I do my reaction to WWE Premium Live events, hell, even if I do my other things, you get the notification for when I do reaction videos. There should be one. There is one up for the new Captain America: Brave New World movie coming out February 14th in 2025. So you get notifications for when I do that, and I do my Try Not to Laugh, when I do my movie reviews, which I'll be doing a movie review of Deadpool and Wolverine 2 weeks from now, and when I do my video game reviews in College Football 25. It will be probably on that Monday, July 22nd. That my review will come out then. So yes, there are many things. It's not just wrestling. Many things I do on this channel. So make sure you click the notification bell. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. It is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. Thank you, Cena.